Hello, Dr. Sopon. How are you?
Fine, sir.
This is Eric Park.
Professor Park.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, nice to meet you. So we will spend somewhat an hour. It is an honor for Professor Eric Park and others to come here. Okay, now it is 4 o'clock, so we should start. Thank you very much. Good day to you. Now it is 4 o'clock in the evening of Bangkok. It should be 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Seoul, Korea, and maybe in Tokyo maybe 6 o'clock, and in Sydney maybe 7 o'clock. I don't know what about in New Zealand, Auckland, maybe 10 o'clock or something in the evening, but still on the same day. So today we will discuss something about real estate cycle, how to foresee the booms and the bust. And normally, as a president of the FIABCI World Congress of Experts, we invite many speakers to speak. But for this particular month, because of some conflict of the time, so today I have to speak myself. But next week, next month in October, we have Dr. Darin from Sri Lanka to speak about the financial crisis in Sri Lanka, the very big one recently, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. This is very interesting to listen to Dr. Darin as well. And then we also have a speaker from the US in Canada to speak about the ESG and valuation in November, ESG and valuation. And the gentleman will come to Bangkok and sit here to do the Facebook Live. And I also invite people from Bangkok and many others can come also for the whole day. Actually, it's just about 9 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So November 19, you can join us. And the last month in December, we have Deputy Director General of the Taipei City Assessors, the great man to do mass appraisal. He will be speaking about mass appraisal in Taiwan. Actually, I also studied in Taiwan, but a long time ago in 1989, with the sponsorship of the Lincoln Institute of Land Policy, and I studied mass appraisal out there. So this will be in the series of times. You can come to our website and have a look. And this one, we have around 100 registers for this webinars. But right now, still not so many, but we need to start on now around 51, and some also in the Facebook Live of FIABCI Thai, FIABCI and Thai, THAI Thai. Okay, so let me just start for the webinars on real estate cycle, on how to foresee the boom and bust. And as I said, this is the session by FIABCI World Council of Experts. Let me just tell you that FIABCI is the World Real Estate Federation. We have around 72 countries as members. And in Thailand chapter, I'm the president. And we have 72 chapters and around 120 organizations around the world. So this is a federation of real estate, including big developers, including valuers like me, property managers, financiers, brokers, agents. They are also in our umbrella of this FIABCI. And in the FIABCI, we also have different councils. my council is the World Council of Experts. I'm the president of this World Council of Experts. And we also have Council of Brokers, Council of PropTech, and Council of Property Managers, Council of Developers. All the developers will put together. So I encourage you to join FIABCI in your own countries, in Australia, New Zealand, or Bangkok, or anywhere, so that you can join our family. And if there is no chapter in your country, you can also apply directly to FIABCI World, that is in Paris. We have the headquarters in Paris. So kindly join us for this FIABCI family. Okay, let me just start right now for the estate cycle. So first, let me introduce myself. As you know, I'm the president of FIABCI World Council of Experts and the board member of FIABCI International, as well as the president of FIABCI Thailand. And as you know, I also have my Chinese name. My grandma came from mainland China, maybe almost 100 years ago. Not this generation, but 100 years ago, last century. So if I move to Korea, my name should be Im Chun Chu. And I also I do valuation. Recently, we went to do valuation for 28 dams in Laos. Laos, our neighboring countries, is the country known as the battery of Asia, battery of Southeast Asia, because they produce so many, a lot of electricity, and sell to Vietnam, and also to sell to Thailand as well. So this is the country of battery of ASEAN, something. And I conduct the valuation there. But right now, in Laos and in many other countries, including Thailand, and I also heard in the US, also a lot of flood, inundation, flood. So this is some problem right now. So next, I talk about the day after, not the day after tomorrow. That is a movie. The day after the crisis, after the crisis of real estate boom and bust, in the big crisis, what happened? So this is something that you can see that they may have to demolish buildings. And this is some buildings in Thailand that unfinished. There's some big buildings, some smaller one. Say if there is a piece of properties, unfinished properties, say the land may worth, say, around $100 million, and the construction may be another $50 million, and another half $50 million not yet finished. So they just built $50 million. So the debris or the happening there is the land $100 million and the building of another 50 million. So altogether 150 million. However, because they were neglected there for almost 20 years, more than 20 years. So if they build again, we may have to see what should be the value if it complete today, as if it complete today. It might be around $250 million. However, we need to inject money to build and complete the buildings. And the completion today is not another 50 million anymore. It might be another 80 million. So we have to put 80 million in so that we can realize the value of the properties. So in this case, the value of properties today may be not the same as they invest at the beginning, because now they have to inject more money to build because of the cost of materials may be more. So this is what happened. So this is some small buildings. There are also some big buildings as well. And this is also another case. You can see, I call this one Tarzan house, the house of Tarzan. You see a lot of big trees here. So they did not take good care of it for maybe 20 years. So this is what happened. And you can see that for the land is no depreciation. As a valuers, we said that land, no depreciation. Land and our money, no depreciation. We have to stay with them forever, something. But the buildings, you can see, because of the trees, there are some depreciation. However, as we know, the structure of the buildings of this house might be around 50%. And the architectural work may be another 30%. And another 20% may be the system work, like the system of the air condition, the system of water supply, electricity, or something. So in this case, as we can observe, we can see that in this case, the structure is there, 50% is still there, no depreciation. But the architectural work might already gone, and the system work may be no more. So in this case, the value of this building alone, excluding land, may be only 50%. So this is normally when we calculate for the neglected building like this, we will just have to see the depreciation. Some depreciation maybe we have to demolish, but in this case we can still use the structure. But in the amenities, system works, and architectural work might have to be removed. Okay, so one thing is that some condominiums become empty. However, in the crisis, I just said that no panic. But normally in the boom and then in the bust, people will be a lot panic. And during the panic, the price of the properties will be down a lot. So because of the panic. So as I said, should be no panic. It will recover soon or later. It may take long time, like in Japan, the cycle may be very long. However, in many cases, it might not be that long. Oh, I forgot there is a comparison between cycle in different countries. Actually, I forgot to put that in my PowerPoint. I will put it later and send to you later after this session. Okay. So we should have no panic. Otherwise, we will be in big trouble because this can happen, the boom, the bust. And let's see the previous crisis. There are so many crises in the past. And in my study for my PhD long time ago, I studied the crisis in different countries, like in Sweden, in Germany, in Spain, in UK, in the US, and many other places to make comparison for the last maybe 60 years. Different cycle, different crises in different countries, in different zone, in different groups of countries. But these are just some recent crises that you remember. For example, this is the saving and loan crisis. The saving and loan crisis that back in 1988, 1989. So this is the case, the saving and loan crisis. This is because of the innovative, at that time it can be said, innovative financial instruments. Because of the new or innovative financial instruments, they can give loan a lot, and that is bring to the disasters. That is the problem. And one thing you can realize that is in 1988, that was the saving and loan crisis in the US. But in Asia, like in Thailand, 1988, it was a really big boom in Thailand, 1988. So the crisis or the boom and bust in Thailand and the US might be in different period. We can say that whenever the US is booming, our Thailand may be just in a bust period. And whenever our Thailand is booming, in the US, maybe in another, on the other hand. So that may be some rough summary. And then you can see during the saving and loan crisis, you see this cartoon said that that is Lost in Space. Lost in Space is a very famous phrase at that time for Star Wars or something. And on the right, you can see this man, he said that I will appraise your house for food. I will appraise your house for food. Why? Because the credibility of valuers like me in the US is really down. My professor said that at that time there were so many real estate valuation association in the US, and they just recruit members very carelessly. There was one man who just very naughty. He make the application to be a member of an association and just put the name of his dog onto the name of the application. And then the association just accept that application by not realizing that that is a dog, not a man or something. So you see, there were a lot of loopholes maybe at that time. But afterwards, some association disappear and they have some reorganizing of the real estate valuation profession. By that time, there was the Appraisal Foundation happening in the US. The Appraisal Foundation is the one who have the valuation standard and updated on annual basis. So this is the saving and loan crisis back in 1988 and 1989. And our Asian financial crisis, or we call Tom Yam Goong crisis. Tom Yam Goong is a very famous in Thailand, a famous food in Thailand. So we call them Tom Yam Goong crisis. But normally they call Asian financial crisis, not only in Bangkok, in Thailand, but also in Southeast Asia, in Singapore, in Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, even the Philippines, Indonesia, and Korea also affected a lot. And that also make change to politics. You see, in Indonesia, our neighboring countries, I went there very regularly since 1982, long time ago. And also went to conduct valuation of a dam and also valuation of many other things in Indonesia, and also doing some teaching for the Ministry of Finance in Indonesia. And you see, Indonesia, it was formerly governed by President Suharto. He is a very strong hand, maybe iron fist or something. But because of the crisis, financial crisis, economic crisis, like that, his position shaky. So that is the big trouble for him. So he has to go. So that is in 1997, 1998, 1999. I remember that our Thai baht, our currency is baht. Our Thai baht, formerly it was 75 baht to $1 US. But during the crisis, it went up to around 52 baht, almost already double to the original exchange rate. So this was very big trouble indeed. And many financial institutions failed. Around 100 financial institutions altogether at that time, maybe 3/4 failed. Only 25 or something can survive. So that was a very big crisis in Asia, particularly in Thailand. And then we also have the hamburger crisis, the crisis in the US. You can see this Lehman Brothers, Enron. This is the case in the US again. That was in 2008 and 2009. At that time, again, Thailand was really healthy, whereas in the US, it was a big mess as well. So at that time, I remember that I went to Atlanta, Los Angeles, to bring around 30 mayors and also local authorities to visit the International Association of Assessing Officers, where I was an country representative for their annual conference something. So you can see that while in the subprime crisis, the total housing unit at that time is around 128 million, each around 250,000 US dollar. So it was around 32 trillion. And if 1/3 of that 32 trillion is under mortgage, and if around 10% of the value is down, the loss is only 1 trillion. It should not be a big effect to the economy at all. However, subprime market is only 20% to the total market. However, the derivatives markets are 500 to 600 trillion. So again, this is the problem of the financial instruments, and we just let it go. So it brings about the crisis. So this is what happened during 2008 and 9 in the US. And you can see that the G20, the leading countries in the world, the G20, they have some economic reform. They said that they need to strengthening transparency and accountability. This means that in the past, during 2008 and 2009, there is no transparency, no accountability at all, or maybe some, and enhance the sound regulation. So this means that in the past, regulation not so sound. That is also similar to the case of saving and loan crisis, also similar to our ASEAN crisis, because of the lack of sound regulation and promoting integrity in financial markets. So this is not so integrity, and reinforce international cooperation and international financial institution. You can see that in this case, they have a really big loss. So where are the regulators? The regulators, I don't know where they are. They may be just sit still or something, or maybe beating around the bush. They may not take proper action enough. That's why everything cannot be controlled. So this is not the problem of real estate directly. It is the problem of financial instruments that happen. You can see subprime market is only 20% of the total market only. However, the derivatives is really big, 500 to 600 trillion. So this is the lack of integrity, accountability, transparency that we should not let it be. Okay, but it may happen again in the near future because of the lack of accountability. So we have to observe properly that in our financial markets, if there is any new or any so-called innovation in financial instruments, that might be the start of the problem, or maybe the crux to the problem in the future. So now we can see the nature of the boom and bust. What is the nature of it? So in theory, and as everyone knows, this is the real estate cycle. There is a space, the pace of recovery and the pace of prosperity, really big boom, prosperity. And then there is a case of the pace of recession, gradually down, and then depression. That will be really big trouble. So we go through the bottom. During the bottom, they will go up again. How? During the bottom, why they can go up again? We can imagine that, say, an apartment may worth around 1 million US dollar. Maybe too much. Say 1 million US dollar. Maybe quite too much. But 1 million US dollar. In the normal market, the return, the net return on investment might be around 6%. Okay, 6%. So $1 million, you can get a net return of $60,000 per annum. Okay. But because of the prices, property price may go down from $1 million to around $600,000. From $1 million down to $600 million. $600,000. Okay. However, the net return also decrease, but in different pace. The net return might be around 60,000 during the normal period, but in the bust period, in the bottom, in the depression, 60,000 may not be, maybe too much. It may be, say, decrease to 50,000. It is not a direct comparison from 1 million to 600,000 for the price. That is the decrease of 40%. But in the decrease of the rent, it is the decrease of the return on investment. It might not be 40%. It may be just only 80%, 20%. So 20%, this means that the return will be around 48,000 for the net return, 48,000. But the price down to 600,000. So if we use the 48,000 of the rent divided by the price of 600,000, so the return would be around 8%, 8% instead of 6%. So investor will come back again. So they can see that if they buy 600,000 baht, $600,000 per unit, they can get high return on investment. So when people come and buy more and more, the price will go up again. So this is in the nature. Definitely, there might be many other factors as well, but this is just the property markets that I would like to inform you. Okay, and another thing is that is boom and bust is going up and down again. So this is the very nature of it, up and down again. But normally, the absolute term is that it is going up more or less, going up more or less. You can imagine the house land price 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago, and 20 years ago. You can see it is gradually going up to some extent. But in some period, maybe 5 years ago in many countries, or even 10 years ago in many countries, the price may be down. So it may be up and down in a short-term period or medium-term period. But in long-term period, it will be going up. So this is the nature of real estate boom and bust. And this is the case of the U.S. house price. This is by the Federal Housing Agency, Federal Housing Agency. So in this case, you can see that since 1991, these figures has been done since after the saving and loan crisis, the saving and loan crisis. So that is happening at that time. You see, they start at January 1991. January 1991. My own company, I have a valuation firms or agency for real estate affairs. We start our companies at 1991 January as well. So this is starting 1991. Now we have around 100 people working for us. We are the largest real estate information center. You can see since 1991 up until January 2006, the property price is going up steeply, very big boom, and then they have a stagnant period, and then they go down for quite some times. 2007 to around 2010, 11, 12, around 4-5 years of down period, down market. It is a very bittery period. I remember that in the city of Merced, in California, the property price go down maybe more than half in the city of Merced, but now it's recovered already. But by the time it go down more than half, that is the big period of going down. And we can observe that in the states with a lot of boom in the past, they are going down very steeply. But the state that have not many boom in the past, they are not going down significantly, like in Ohio, in Kansas City, in the mountainous states. Not many big increase, but in Florida, in the East Coast, in California, or in Vegas, in those booming area, the property price, when they go down, will go down really quickly. So this is in the case of USA. This is in the case of around almost 100 years in UK, in United Kingdom. Some period, maybe they have no data, but they are also going up and down. I was there in 1986, but in 1986, it is not in a bad period. It is going up, but then they are going down again. So it is some sort of fluctuation in UK at that time. This is property price. You can see that the price, and also you can see the change on annual basis. Actually, it is on monthly basis, but you can see there are big changes in different period of time. But in long run, as I told you, in long run, since the year 2000, it is going up. Definitely, for some period, it may be down. So this is the nature. So we have to see relative fact and absolute truths. They may be different. This is in Japan. You can see the bust. I went to Japan in the year 1986. At that time, they are booming a lot in Ginza. The boom, the financial, the commercial area in Ginza, property price going crazily. And then they are going down since 1990. And then you can see this is 1994, still going down. And now maybe going up a little bit. So the curve may be really long, U-shaped curve. So this is a very bittery period for Japan. And I went to Japan to conduct research on property prices after the tsunami in 2011 as well. So that if people can move in their place, no problem. But if because of the radiation, property price will be no more because people cannot go back. But right now, they are gradually go back because of the lower of the radiation. I also went to Ukraine for the Chernobyl plantation, the explosion in 1986. I went there in 2019 and to observe the property price there, but not much because normally people dare not to be there because of the radiation. Okay. This is in the case of Thailand. You see, I conduct the survey in January 1994. January 1994, my agency for the estate affairs, my company, conduct this survey, and on monthly basis, you see this is going up and down. This is in the number of projects, the number of projects in Bangkok. But Bangkok is half of the real estate value in Thailand because Bangkok is the primate city that constitute around half of the real estate markets. Really big indeed. We don't have something like Washington and New York. They are different place, or maybe Melbourne and Sydney. different capital, financial capital or administrative capital in Thailand. Everything is put into Bangkok. That is the stronghold of Thailand. This is in terms of the number of units, and this is in terms of the value of the development. See, now is it the period of boom or bust? This is until mid of this year, mid of 2024. So this is very crucial. We are the only one who conduct this survey simultaneously since January 1994, long time ago. Now it is 2024. It is already 30 years of our conduct. This is the year of 31st. Okay, and this is in the annual basis. You see there boom and bust again. You see during the subprime crisis 2008 and 9, we also have effect to us to some extent, but not much. But our crisis was in 1997, 98, 99, and 2000. So that is our problem. But right now, this year, 2023, 2024, this 2024, what you can see is that now it is in the bust period again, because our economy is not so good. The economy is the leading factors. Real estate is dependent variables, and the independent variable is economies and something else. So if our economy is not so strong, our real estate is not so good either. There might be some real estate that may be very good during the crisis, maybe casino or something. But normally for residential properties, commercial properties, industrial properties, during the crisis, maybe not perform very well. Maybe some exception, maybe for industrial properties like hotels and industrial estate. Okay, so you can see this is the sales and also the number of units available left in the markets. So we calculate this. So you can see here that we have around a lot of housing units available for sale right now. This is the comparison. You can see the blue line is the line for the unit that can be sold, and the orange line is the line of the unit that already registered completion of the house register. You can see whenever the blue line is up, this means that the market is quite healthy. Whenever the orange line is up, this means that it is now overbuilt. You can see during 1997, 99, 98, the orange line is up. So this means that there is a period of overbuilt. But now it is somewhat balanced. It is now somewhat balanced. Okay. You see the property price now down a bit. According to our survey, actually, we are the only one who conduct the survey every quarters. We went to the field to conduct the survey. But this we report on half-year basis. You see, before the crisis, before the what we call the COVID-19 crisis, you see property price down before that. But now situation may be recovered, but our economy is not so strong. So in this case, there will be some effect to the property market as well. So for myself, I got COVID-19 once in 2022. In 2022, did you got COVID-19? For me, I got it. I went to Paris in 2022, and no one wear mask there. So I just did not wear any mask. And on the way back, I just got, but just only for 3 days. No big deal. But I feel sorry that I got COVID, but we put in an asylum or something, so we no problem to disseminate the COVID-19 to any authors, no worry. So you can see the price of the properties, they are going up and down. This is the price of the old houses. They built in 1991, long time ago, 1991. So now it is around 33 years. Property price going up. And because of the crisis in 1997, it's going down. For all types, say low-cost townhouse, medium price townhouse, and also low-price condominium, medium price condominium, high price condominium, and also medium price detached house, high price detached house. There is no low price detached house because detached house big in the size of land, so it is not for low income people. So you can see that this pattern is going up and down and going up again. And now there is only the low price condominium down and now no increase because of the defect in the maintenance. So if you buy something very cheap, you will cry several times because of the defect. If you buy something expensive or costly somehow, you will cry once when you pay. This is the proverb I learned from Nepal when I went to teach in Nepal regularly. So you can see there is an up and down in the price. But there is also incur depreciation because the house completed 33 years already, 33 years ago already. So in this case, there is depreciation. Otherwise, house price will be going up higher. Okay, but because of the depreciation, the price is not going up significantly. This is not the cycle, but it is seasonal effects. That is another thing related to real estate cycle. This is seasonal effect. You can see during the past several years, 2011 to 2024, around 13 years. During the 13 years, you can see that during for the first quarter and the last quarter tend to be a boom period. And the second quarter and the third quarters tend to be down period because we are on the north side of the globe. So during the mid of the year, maybe in the seasonal period, in the raining period. So it is not so healthy. I mean, it is quite wet. But in quarter 1 and quarter 4, it is quite dry, and people will feel better because they may get some bonus or something. So quarter 1 and quarter 4 is better than quarter 2 and quarter 3, respectively. So this is our observation. And you can see during 2004 until 2024, more or less is still going up to some extent. But right now, the situation may change. Land price also in the same pattern. During 1985, going up quickly from 1 to 33 times. Oh, very amazing. And then during the financial crisis, 1997, 1998, 1999, and 2000, it is down. And then going up again. Lately, the going up of the land prices because in Thailand, in Bangkok, we built a lot of mass transit systems. So this creates higher potential for lands in different locations. That's why property price is going up, even if our economy is not that strong. So this is some exception that you should understand. Okay. So this is our cycle for land in Bangkok. This is our cycle of land in Phuket. We conduct this in 2004. You may remember that in 2004, there was a tsunami crisis, a big tsunami from Sumatra, from Banda Aceh, came to Phuket. A few thousand of people in Phuket passed away. So at the beginning, 2004, 2005, the land price in Phuket not increasing substantially, and then they increase substantially right now. I also went to conduct a research in Banda Aceh, in Sumatra, in Indonesia, because over there around 180,000 people passed away because of the tsunami. So sad. I went to conduct a survey to see whether property price affected by tsunami or not. But I saw that at the first year maybe not much change, but the second year, third year, big change because they built new infrastructure. They got international aids, so property price going up. So natural disasters won't affect much to the price. So in this case, this is in Phuket, still going up quite substantially, because Phuket is the resort destination, world-class resort destination. Many of you may know Bali in Indonesia, but the number of tourists to Bali may be by half of the number of tourists to Phuket. You also know Maldives. We also went to conduct valuation of hotels in Maldives, but in Maldives the number of tourists may be lower, a lot lower than Phuket, but they don't have. They have only 3 months of break during the COVID-19 outbreak, and then they open up for tourists again. But in Thailand, we closed down for a few years. So this affects a lot to our economy up until today. Okay. So now let us discuss about something about the cycle of the aging society. The aging society. I'm also a senior citizen right now. I'm not a young man, very old now, 66 years old. Yeah. But many of our friends who are in the Zoom might be elder than me, but maybe more healthy and more energetic than me. Congratulations to you. You can see that, I forgot to make it in English. The number of population in Thailand now is decreasing slightly, only slightly. You see that our population is around 66 million for many years since 2017 up until now. It is already 6 years, but the increase is a little. But since this year 2020, the population of Bangkok, of Thailand as a whole, start to decline. See, but the rate of the decline is very small, say 0.2%, 0.02%, almost no, or 0.12%. Lately, 0.06%, whereas in many countries, the number of population growth may be 2%, 3%, so that may be different. But in Thailand, it is start to decrease slightly, very slightly. In Bangkok, in particular, the number of population decreased. However, in the vicinity provinces of Bangkok, it is increasing substantially, because the vicinity of Bangkok, the metropolitan region, the outside, that is considered bed city. This is a bed city, so people just go and sleep there and come back to work in the hub of the city. So in the vicinity provinces of Bangkok is increasing. We have Bangkok metropolitan region. We have Bangkok and another 5 vicinity provinces. So we call them Bangkok metropolitan region. This is similar to Jakarta. In the case of Jakarta, we also have Jabodetabek. This is Jakarta, Ipoh, and many other countries, many other cities. So this is Jabodetabek, Jakarta, Ipoh, and many other cities around, similar to Bangkok. Next. So you can see in the next 60 years, we believe that Thailand's population may be decreased to half. Oh, amazing. Now we have 66, so we decreased by half, maybe 33 million only, decreasing. Amazing. But no worry for me. In the next 60 years, I won't be there. I won't be here. So no worry. But our children, great-grandchildren, maybe, but maybe that this is a tendency. However, by that time, they may try to let people produce more children. There may be some encouragement for them to produce more children for the country. Or maybe they may be decreased by half so that they will not destroy the environment or something. So let's see. But I may not be able to see at that time, by that time. However, although just as you may know, Thailand just start decreasing in the number of population. But in the case of Japan, the population decreased significantly. However, the number of new housing units still growing a lot. Like in the year 2003, we believe that there will be around 838,874 units of newly launched units, newly built units in Japan as a whole. That is around 1.35% of the 62 million housing units in Japan. You may also know that in Japan, there are around 8.9 million housing units unoccupied. 8.9. But you see, they still produce more. Why? They have a lot of unoccupied housing units in Japan. My friend, Mr. Takahiro Kaiduma, told me that because if we remove the house, become vacant land, we have to pay a lot of tax. So we just keep it there, even if we won't use it. That maybe our grandma, grandpa, or father stay there in the fringe or in a country. But now they like to have houses in the city. That's why they still build almost 1 million housing units per year, although the population declines. Because many of the population, people they may be single mom, single parents, they maybe stay alone, do not want to get married or something, that maybe they design new houses for them. That's why there are new home built, even if the population is declining. And in the next 60 years, all the housing in Thailand by now may be deteriorated, depreciated. So there may be no more. So how to foresee the market? How to foresee the market? I have only a few minutes. Let's foresee the markets. So this may be the last part. You can see that everything can be prevented. You can remember that I went to Japan before the TEPCO or the tsunami in the year 2011. And you can see that in the case of TEPCO, they said that they did not examine the machinery for some time. That's why, because of this carelessness, so it becomes explosion. So this is the problem. So everything can be preventable and foreseeable if we have good regulation or good quality control. But this means that in Japan, at that time, for that company, maybe not good regulation, not good control or something. Okay, so that is the case. And in Shanghai, you also see that they also have a lot of problem at that time as well for the consumer. They went to Shanghai for many times as well. You may like to know that right now in China as a whole, there are around 50 million unoccupied housing units there. 50 million, 50. Japan 8.9 million, Thailand 1.2 million, South Korea they said 1.5 million unoccupied housing. We don't have the problem of housing shortage. In the past, we may have the problem of housing shortage, but we have no housing shortage problem anymore. But there may be some still in Indonesia, in the Philippines, housing shortage. But in Thailand, in Korea, we don't have such a problem anymore. We have too many unoccupied housing units. And actually, there should be something to curb the speculation. If we have big speculation, there will be big problem. You can see in this case, they said that if you buy a house and you sell it quickly, you have to pay a lot of tax, 15% if you sell within 6 months. So this will discourage you to do speculation. In Hong Kong right now, if you buy a house as a foreigners or as a second home, you have to pay 30%. Say if I went there to buy an apartment in Hong Kong worth around $1 million, I have to bring another 300,000 US dollar to the government of Hong Kong as tax. We call stamp duty. In Singapore, maybe around 60%. You buy an apartment in Singapore, maybe $1 million US dollar. You have to bring along with you another $600,000 to pay for stamp duty because they want your money to develop their own country. So this is a good idea, but in Thailand, we still don't have that. One thing you can observe, you can see that this case is the case of the property price changes in USA. You can see the growth, and then there is a period that is stagnant, and then they go down. And when in the bottom, there is a period, maybe around 1 year, that there is just stable, stagnant again, and then they're going up. Until today, they're still going up. Amazingly, you see, the period of stagnation is something that we can observe. If we want to see the observation, we can observe this stagnation. So in a period that will be going down, you can observe 4 things that I wrote there. That is, during that period, that they are going to be bust. You can see that there are few new housing launching. There are very few launching. So this means that the market may be saturated already. No new launching. And the second thing you can observe is that the number of units sold may be no or very few number of units sold. And then you can see the price is stagnant or maybe decrease a bit. When you go to conduct the survey this month, the price may be 1 million. Next month also 1 million. Another month also 1 million, or maybe decrease a bit. So this is a sign that in the future there will be a slump. So that it will be a problem for you. And the fourth observation is that no people move in, just move out, or maybe just stay there. No people move in, no activity. So this means that they are in big trouble. So these are 4 observations. Or on the contrary, if you can see that in that area there are a lot of new launching of the units, there are a lot of new sales, the price going up, and people start moving in. So this means that this is in a period of going to be boom now. So this is something that you can observe. And another thing is that you can also building some model to see that there may be some recovery. This is a period that we did during the COVID-19. During COVID-19, there are some no new developments. There are big trouble or something. But you can see then that there are some period that the number of newly launched just start climbing a little bit. So in this case, you can do a forecast that in sooner or later there will be a recovery. So this is very simple modeling. So we can calculate for that. This is a calculation that we did a few years ago for the recovery period. And now, since the year 2022, 2023, last year, and now they should recover. But because of the economy of Thailand, there will be some prolonged period for the recovery. And the adjustment, how can we help ourselves? This is a last point. How can we help ourselves? The adjustment. This is the research that I conducted around over 20 years ago, almost 30 years ago, after the crisis, 1996, 97 crisis. You can see that people said that there is no data, a lack of professionalism of developers, no project feasibility study, and lack of condition of financial institution or something. So this is the thing that in the crisis, there is no preparation. Before we conduct the survey, before we launch the project, we need to do feasibility study in terms of physical aspect, in terms of financial aspect, in terms of legal aspect, and in terms of market aspect for physical, legal, market, and financial. Okay. In some projects, when we conduct the study for them, we found that it is not a good time for them to start. So we just ask them to hold. Don't launch any project by that period. We also told our customer as well. But if you do not conduct the study properly, maybe you'll be in big trouble. Okay. And another thing is that what should you do? Maybe you have to reduce the loan interest rate for buyers to encourage them to transfer the units, or maybe reduce the tax stamp duty for seller. So this is to make the enable policy, enable people to finish the house, to buy the house, and also expand loan ceiling to 90%, 100%. That may be something. But right now in Bangkok, the loan ceiling may be 110%. Some cases may be 130%. That is the not good sign. There may be some disaster in the future. Okay, and also they said that we should extend the period of loan repayment. The loan repayment normally 30 years ago, maybe 15 years, maximum 20 years. Now maybe 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. But so long as you repay too long period, it would be good for the banks, not good for us, because you have to pay too much. And you lost some opportunity cost. You should lose some your opportunity cost if you repay for too long period. That is too bad. Okay. And also we have to need some self-adjustment, because we don't know how to get the what we call the the help from authors. Like for the developers, they have to stop future investment. When you see it is the bust period, it is going to go down. You should not do new project. You should not launch new project, and you have to do liquidation, sell it, for selling it, so that you have liquidity to your properties, and then repay all the loans as quickly as possible, so that you won't have any trouble. And careful research and study. So these are what we need, according to those who survive from the crisis. Okay. And amazingly, for those who want to survive, what are the knowledge central knowledge that they should know? They said that finance and marketing are very crucial indeed, very crucial indeed. Finance and marketing is better than, more important than construction management, economics or real estate development or something. So finance and marketing are the two major things. Finance will enable you to plan properly. If you have good knowledge in finance, you will be able to plan properly. Okay. Second, marketing. If you have proper knowledge in marketing, you will be able to foresee the market with confidence. Marketing is something that you can foresee the market. So if you can foresee the market to some extent, you can plan properly for your finance project. I hope this will be able to enable you to complete and not be a scapegoat or not be a victim for the crisis, and you will survive. And remember, no panic. If you have panic, you will lose your consciousness, and then failure will come. In any time, you have to smile so that you will be successful to some extent. So that is the end of our presentation. So you can have email to me, or maybe you can Facebook to me, or WhatsApp to me, so that we can have some communication. This photo was in Cannes, in France. I went there. Can you find me? I went there. Yeah, with the flag of Thailand. So we went there for the Mimpim event in March. I cannot remember the years already, but this is a board members meeting. We have around 1 million people in FIABCI, but these are our board members meetings and also some other councils as well. So we just hold our flags here. Many of us are here. I hope that some of our colleagues are here to this event. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. I may take a few questions. If you have any question, you may kindly inform me so that we can discuss any comments or questions or anything so far. Kindly share so that it would be great to author as well. Please, let me have a look. Any of us, Miss Anna, yes. Anyone else? My great friend, Mr. Bobby Zoo, the great real estate professional in the Philippines, Mr. Brian Farm, Madame Carol Whitney, Chelsea, Miss Cherry, and Mr. Daniel, yes. Okay, Mr. Eric Park, a professor, Dr. Eric Park, my great partner from Korea, Mr. Hak Lee Bay, yes, Dr.Chai, Mr. Katrina, Lim Chang Mi, yes. Any comments so far? If you have any comments, kindly tell us. No worry. Mr. Yu, Selena, Ram Selena. Okay. Any comments so far? Maybe can you? No. Okay. Don't worry. So if there is no question for this Zoom, I will put it in YouTube, so that you can come back to have a look, or you go to the Facebook of FIABCI Thai. There is also broadcasting there, and for those who are our members and also registering for this class, for this webinars, we will send you my PowerPoint presentation as well. And next month, remember that we check again. We will have our Dr. Darin from Sri Lanka. He will speak about the financial crisis in Sri Lanka a few years ago, as well as the influence of China So this is very important to our region, the influence of China to Sri Lanka. So what will happen? We will have a look. So today, thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully this would be beneficial for you. And see you again next month, and also November on ESG, and also December on the mass appraisal. I will send the link for you to register when we send you the PowerPoint. Okay. So thank you very much. Take good care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.